Welcome to another video from Machining by Mike. I've already mentioned problems with the electrical power supply to the garage stroke workshop. In this video I go into the details of what I found, the problems, or the first problems, and then I go on to second problems, and then the video following this one will address repairing those problems. So this one is just shy of 30 minutes long and is an exploration into the electrical situation that I faced when attempting to do things in the garage. So I'll shut up now and we'll let the video run, and we'll let you just wonder who Bob is. Now then, Bob, that switch in the middle of the screen there is the power supply to the garage and lean-to greenhouse. It is basically the feed on that wire there, which goes into that blue pipe there, and that goes along in front of the house and comes out here, where the blue pipe is cut so we can continue the wire onto the garage via that blue pipe, and from there it comes back again as this wire up here in the lean-to, which is a complete shambles. Being a complete shambles, the wire used to feed this light bulb and socket, which, as you can see, well, that's the switch for the light. There's a socket in here somewhere as well. But the wire comes from over by the door, and I disconnected it and just left it there. Where's it gone? They're not very good at focusing these cameras. And as you can see, it is a bit burnt and blackened in there, despite it being disconnected. If I carry on now through to the garage, taking off bits of junk that's just attached itself to me, we've got the fuse box in the garage, and that is the wire that's feeding the lean-to. So I disconnected that from inside the fuse box, but we still got pops and bangs. So I've now explored it, and despite that switch being off and that wire disconnected, that wire is still live, and it shouldn't be. So back in the lean-to, I get the feeling we've got something going on in here that we shouldn't have. We've got the two wires. Well, that's the one, that's the lean-to wire, and that's the wire from the house. So, and we've got two wires going in there you can just see them to the garage. But I don't understand what all this mess is here. So this is going to have to come to bits now so I can find out what's going on. But I suspect that Dad's made a second connection here that should never have existed. So I shall pull this to pieces now and we'll see what we find. Having removed the plastic bottle, it appears we've got a terminal block covered in masking tape. So that's definitely one of Dad's bodge jobs. So I shall carry on getting into it. It looks like we've got two wires that cross each other that aren't connected, all cut and all joined up. At this stage I've undone one screw on the red wire down there, and this has come off in my hands. So this is the feed to the greenhouse that I wanted to disconnect anyway. So that is now definitely disconnected. That's the negative feed, and that's the positive, or the live. No sign of life there because it's turned off in the house. So having got the connectors off, we've got the supply there disconnected, and then from the garage it turns out we've even got 3 wires instead of 2. So that's another mystery now as to why we've got 3. We'll have to have a look back at the garage end. So this could be the ultimate in shit video, but never mind, we'll give it a try. Is this in view? Just about. So that is the connection I've just disconnected. We've got this wire here, which I'm now going to thread back up over the top of the door. Oh dear. And pull these clips out, snap them off, whatever is necessary. Oh, jeepers. A good tug beats a lot of things, doesn't it? Here we are. I'll just pull that off. Pull that off. Thread that up there. So this was the wire that used to feed power from here to the greenhouse. It used to be downstream of these fuses, and yet this other wire over here was upstream of those fuses, and they were connected together. So this switch and the 2 fuses in this fuse box were completely bypassed by this wire being connected to the feed to there. So the wire is no longer needed, and rather than just disconnecting it and leaving it, I'm taking it out. That's got an interesting mark on it, but never mind. So one of these is that. There it is. Yeah! Right. That is one wire removed. Has been previous feed to the greenhouse. So that's one wire less causing confusion. While I'm at it, I've got a wire here that used to feed the 3-phase box that also takes a similar route. Comes out there. So we'll have that one out as well. So that's another wire no longer in use. So is no longer in situ, causing anyone to wonder what the heck it was for. Okay, we'll just work out now how I'm going to fold this up. I think the fold about there, it is slightly longer than the previous. Get the old feet on the go on this one. And that's another one out of the way. Not leaving anyone worrying what it is. So we now have, if you can see it, the one wire coming down here. Should I zoom in? I can't see a sodding thing on this thing. Where are we? That way. This is superbly great for video. Sit. And oh, jeepers. Should be a wire sticking out there somewhere. Oh, it's there, I think. So that is the wire that goes into the supply side of the fuse box around here somewhere. Further round, there we go. Come on, don't do that to me. So I'm working all backwards way round. So this lot is all disconnected. We've got a 30 amp for the power plugs in this place, this here garage, and 5 amp for the lighting. So if my screwdriver, no, it doesn't fit the flipping screws, does it? Well, I'll go and get a screwdriver. Oh, here's one. That'll do. That's a little bit smaller. Let's whip this off. Now, where can I put these screws where I can lose them easy? In there. Right, we've got a live feed and we should have a Blackian, and it's that one there. So I'm going to take this one out. Crikey, that's a thick one. That is a thick wire, but not to worry. Get up out of the way. Now then, using one's test meter, I should not have a circuit here. Oh, that silence is golden, isn't it? So, if you can see that, I'm connecting the fuse terminals. I could do it in the top as well if this wire wasn't wrapped around everything. Quite possibly. Let's shove that in there. Oh, there we go. And in there. So there's no connection between the lighting circuit and the power circuit, which is as it should be. So it means there's no links across to the lighting circuit from the power circuit. So we'll shove that one back in there, preferably all of it. Let's have them screws just a wee bit looser. Watch me drop these on the bloody floor now. Hey, wunderbar. Right, we can tighten those up. It's a funny way of going about it, but there we go. It is what it is. So that's the neutral for the lighting circuits. So let's just now test the main switch, which should link that to that. And more importantly, not only should it link that to that and that to that, in the off position it should disconnect those. And what do you know? It does. If it is a 2-pole switch, it'll disconnect the neutral as well, and it does. So that switch is working. That's the lighting fuse. And we've done the other one in as well. Now, can I stretch my test leads further afield? Just use this jump lead as a meter holder. We'll grab crocodile clip for the test lead and connect that to this wire over here, and jeepers, very tight in there. Let's just do it on, that's that one. So that's your bus bar on and off. So that is connected to that. Live and neutral aren't connected. That's connected to that. We should have an earth wire in here somewhere. Oh, nothing connected to that. And here is the earth wire. And that's the earth wire. So that now is the original wiring as was when we moved into these premises. And not only that, but it appears to be working exactly as it should. So that can go back together. Will that fit on there or not? Right, lack of battery on camera, battery now on charge. Where was I? I was putting this cover back on, having electrically tested the circuits in here. This screwdriver has not got in the slot yet, there we go. And we can put that fuse back in there. And that fuse back in there. Has been in alright condition. So all I need now is power supplied to my wire thingy extinguisher past the white wires and down rope. That's the wire for the feed into the place, and oh, there it is. That is the wire that is the feed to the garage. So they need connecting up with a proper connector. Let's park you a minute and move you close. So this bunch here is what is the supply to the place, and these up here are the also the supply to the place. So this needs energy put into it, and this lot is supposed to be where the energy is coming from. And for instance, for some reason there's 3 cables in there. Oh, come on, zoom in. So you can just about make out the 3. Can I get this tripod to feckin' turn somewhere bloody sensible? Yeah, get a screwdriver wedged in it. So yes, you can see the 3 earth wires there. I think I need a match to see if my light is lit, but so some of those wires, so that's stranded, isn't it? Are to come out. I might leave 2 in. I might just deck it down to 1. That's simple then. So it'll just be a continuation of this other wire. 1 wire in, 1 wire out of a junction box, and the same again in the lean-to greenhouse. Power it up and we should have a workshop stroke garage with single phase power. So I've ordered a proper junction box for indoors here, and 1 weatherproof one for the junction box in the greenhouse, on account of the lack of glass in the greenhouse. So it's going to be a completely weatherproof junction box. Somewhere there's a cat round here.